Welcome back to The Explainer. So glad you're here. Today, we're zeroing in on a highly specific, honestly, a ridiculously powerful tool that solves a massive headache for IT departments literally everywhere. We're talking about the IT Document Management Procedure, also known by its product code ITA 103 from Bizmanualz. If you work in IT admin, you know that documentation isn't just some, boring background task. It's the absolute backbone of your daily operations. It's your security. So we're going to skip the generic theory today and take a really clean, focused look at exactly what this product is, what's inside the box, and why it is an absolute game changer for your team. But first, let me ask you something, and I want you to be totally honest with me here. Are you just utterly tired of sifting through endless piles of disorganized IT documents? I mean, seriously, think about the last time you urgently needed to find, say, a specific software license agreement, or maybe an old disaster recovery protocol, or a vendor contract. Did you have to go digging through 3 different shared network drives, check your email archives, and then rifle through a literal stack of paper on someone's desk just to piece it all together? It's infuriating, right? And that chaos of scattered information, it doesn't just waste your valuable time. It creates massive vulnerabilities and totally unnecessary bottlenecks for your entire organization. Okay, let's dive into this, because you really don't have to live with that kind of chaos. The ultimate solution to your document tracking nightmares is the IT Document Management Procedure, ITAD 103. What we have here is a fully developed, ready-to-use framework that's designed to instantly streamline your entire document management process. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel or struggling to figure out how to categorize and store and track every single thing yourself, this template essentially hands you the definitive structural blueprint to get your house in order today. Literally today. Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer volume of ready-to-use content that's already been written for you. We are talking about 12 full pages and 2,033 words of dense, highly structured, expertly crafted procedures. This is not just a brief outline. It's not some flimsy one-page checklist that leaves you to do all the heavy lifting. No, it is a robust, comprehensive document that covers the entire life cycle of your IT documents. I mean, just imagine sitting down at your desk right now to write over 2,000 words of technical policy totally from scratch. That would take days of drafting, editing, formatting. But here, it's done. It's done for you, ready to go on day one. So what are those 2,000 words actually doing for you? Well, let's look inside the manual. It walks you through the core, standardized procedures, and it divides them up into 3 main activities. 1. Planning IT document management. 2. IT document management plan review. And 3, IT Documents Management Plan Update. It hands you the exact methodology for controlling your documents. Everything from how they're initially created and stored to exactly how they are retrieved, revised, and eventually destroyed. It guides that entire document lifecycle, making absolutely sure nothing is left to chance. And a huge part of this ITAD 103 manual is establishing clear, standardized definitions to really build a stronger foundation for your team's communication. For instance, take the definition of a controlled document. The manual defines it as any document for which distribution and status are to be kept current by the issuer to ensure up-to-date versions. It also very clearly defines what makes something an external document versus a record. The main takeaway here is that by defining these terms clearly right out of the gate, you get everyone across your entire organization speaking the exact same language. And that is what completely prevents those disastrous version control errors. But hey, Bizmanualz doesn't just hand you a bunch of policies and definitions. You also get the tangible tools to actually execute this plan immediately. Included right inside the instant download are ready-to-use forms. You're getting the document control list, the document change request form, and the documents change control form. So you don't have to go build these in Excel or Word yourself. You just download the package, pull up these pre-formatted files, and boom, you instantly possess a professional, trackable system for every single modification made to your IT infrastructure documents. And it gets better. Because the manual doesn't just tell you what to do, it tells you exactly who needs to do it by establishing crystal clear job descriptions. The document manager develops and implements the plan. The IT managers review and approve it. Department managers, well, they ensure the current versions are actually available at the point of use. It even explicitly outlines the responsibilities for all employees. By assigning these roles so clearly, it makes sure no vital task falls through the cracks. It's all about absolute accountability across the board. Now, if you're operating in a regulated industry, or honestly, if you just care about best practices, you are going to absolutely love this next part. The ITAD 103 procedure comes with built-in compliance references. It perfectly aligns with ISO 9001-2000 for quality management, BS 77992-2002 for information security, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, and COBIT. What this means for you is that you are implementing a process for document retention and disposal that already meets stringent legal and regulatory requirements, straight out of the box. You aren't left guessing if you're compliant. The research has already been done for you. So let's take a step back for a second and look at the real contrast here. You essentially have the old way versus the ITAD 103 way. The old way is, well, it's agonizing. It involves staring at a blank screen, writing dense policies from scratch, researching compliance codes, and spending hours just trying to format a decent-looking table. The ITAD 103 way? It's an instant download of fully customizable MS Word templates. You literally just open the file, swap in your company name, tweak it to fit, whether you're a small local business or a massive enterprise, and you're done. It is a massive, immediate time saver. And listen, if you have any hesitation at all about whether this template will actually fit your specific IT environment, Bizmanualz completely reverses your risk. This product comes with a rock-solid 30-day money-back guarantee. You can literally download it today, read through all 12 pages, test out the tracking forms, evaluate the job descriptions with your team, and if you don't feel it drastically saves you time and streamlines your document management, you get your money back. There's literally zero risk to trying it out.
And I really want to spotlight this incredibly low price tag because it is truly remarkable. $49.99. Just think about the math on that for a second. $49.99 for over 2,000 words of expertly drafted, compliance-ready procedures and pre-made tracking forms. Think about how much you pay yourself or your IT managers per hour. Now, how many hours would it take to research, write, and format all of this entirely from scratch? The return on investment here is unquestionable. You're trading $50 to save days, maybe even weeks of administrative effort.
It's time to stop letting disorganized documents hold your department back. Streamline your IT today. You can get instant access to the IT document management procedure, that's SKUITIATD 103, right now at bizmanualz.com. But I want to leave you with one final kind of provocative question to think about. If you decide to keep doing things the old way, how much is your time and your team's time truly worth without a solution like this in place? Head over to the site, get it sorted today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.